Hello, folks. Welcome to the Mindset Artistry Podcast. I'm your host, David Di Paolo. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the Mindset Movement. Today's episode is called Trade Perfection for Personal Excellence. This is episode number 50, and I wanted this episode to be special because, of course, it is a milestone. And I'm glad it came to me of that I wanted to talk about this because it's impossible to ever be perfect. And expecting yourself to ever be perfect, expecting others to ever be perfect, you're going to set yourself up for failure. It's going to fall short. You're going to be disappointed. It's impossible. You will never be perfect. And you'll hear people saying, "Oh, strive for perfection. So when you come up short, you'll still be good." You're striving for something that is impossible. And there's not many things in this world that are impossible. And I say that all the time. There's nothing that's impossible. It's just something you haven't done yet. This is one that's impossible. You'll never be perfect. No one will ever be perfect. Okay. But you can strive for personal excellence. That's something that you absolutely can strive for. What made me think about this is you can go back to ancient teachings. It's in the Bible. Buddha talked about it. The Stoics have talked about it. And what the premise is, before judging others, before thinking someone else is so bad or so wrong, you need to ask yourself, am I perfect? How perfect am I? Okay. Because a lot of times we can make assumptions or have opinions about people and feel like someone is so wrong about something or they did something so wrong. And we forget how imperfect we are. We forget that we have totally screwed up so many things in our own lives, but we expect perfection from others. We expect other people to always say the right things and always do the right things, never make a mistake, and always be, morally perfect and to live off these great virtues and everything. And that's great. That's something you should strive for with your own personal excellence. But next time you want to be mad at someone, next time you want to talk poorly about someone, look down on someone, have a bad opinion about someone, assume that you know why they did something or didn't do something, ask yourself, am I perfect? Because when you're not, and you're not, it's impossible for you to be perfect. You should then understand that you're not perfect. People make mistakes, and we need to stop judging everyone, hating other people just because they maybe think a little different than you, have other opinions than you, don't have the same beliefs or ideology as you. Ask yourself if you're perfect. And when you do, and when you look in the mirror, you will find that you are not. And you will find there are plenty of times that you did not do things the right way. You did not do things with integrity. You made the wrong decisions. You cut corners. You got over on someone. You didn't give it your 100%. Like the list goes on, right? You are not perfect. So stop expecting everyone else to be perfect and everyone else to think exactly like you, because that's impossible also. Okay. People have different backgrounds. People have different experiences that they've been through in their lives. People have different IQs. Okay. There are certain people out there that have very low IQs. Okay. And they are not capable of seeing things from a different perspective. They are not capable of understanding things the way that you may or other people do. And there's people out there that have much higher IQs than you do, and they see things way different. So think of it this way. We see things in, D, right? That's how we perceive things. There's people out there that only see it in 1D and 2D, and there's people out there that see it in 5D, okay? So we all think differently, all right? So to expect everyone to have the same exact mindset that you do and the same beliefs and opinions that you do is also impossible, okay? So ask yourself that going forward next time you want to look at someone and hate them. Ask yourself, am I perfect? And the answer is no, okay? Look, this is episode number 50, and I wanted to make this special. And look, the world's been absolutely chaotic lately. And I had a couple other podcasts filmed and ready to go. And with everything that was going on, I decided not to publish them because I figured that my opinion about everything that was going on right now, especially in this country, all the chaos, all the problems, all the negativity, all the horrible things that's going on, I didn't feel like my opinion on any of that stuff was going to help at all. Okay. I didn't feel like that my opinion about any of those things was going to fix it. It surely wasn't. And all it was going to do is be more divisive, cause more harm than good. And yeah, I just decided not to air those podcasts. But what it brought me back to was all of those things that are going on, all of the horrible things and everyone fighting and the divisiveness and the separation in this country right now. I can't control that. Okay. And I can only control what I can control. And what I can control is me striving for personal excellence. Okay. And that's how you need to think about this, because all of these things that are going on, and I know everyone feels like they have to have an opinion on everything and they have to be so dug in on their side or against the other side, their ideology and all this other stuff, because it's easy to try to blame other people, right? It's easy to say or who or what is to blame for all the problems that are going on, right? Like it's easy to just look at things and interpret it that way. And it's very, very easy to get dug in on that. I understand, like you have these things that are going on and they're bad. Like they're emotionally taxing. Okay. They're draining. Like I don't think anyone wants to live in a world where so much tragedy and bad things are happening and it's being polarized by the media, by social media, by engagement, all of this feuding that's going on constantly. If you haven't noticed, you will see that all over your social media. And it's because that's what gets the engagement. That's what they want. And there's actually a setting that I had to go on my phone the other day. And you could actually there's two options. One is to see less political stuff. And the other one is to see less, I forget how it was worded, less like, how do I say this? It was less politics was the one, but the other one was to see like less like negative stuff basically. And I'm like, wow, like these are the only, like it wasn't on there to see less sports. It wasn't on there to see less cars. It wasn't on there to see less weather. It was on there to see either less politics or like less divisive like topics. Like that was the two options. And I'm like, wow, like, and even though I have them both checked off now, I still see it all over my feed. So if you don't realize that this stuff is being pushed down your throat by influencers and the news and the people who are dug in on one side, and you only see one side of things and not the other. If you don't realize that that is all being pushed down your throat for a reason, you may want to look into that. You may want to think that over again, okay? Because that makes it so easy to blame the other side. That makes it so easy to hate others. That makes it so easy to have this boogeyman or the villain out there so that you and your side can look like the hero. Okay. And this stuff's being jammed down our throat. So what you can do is unplug from that. What you can do is stop watching the news. What you can do is stop going on social media. What you can do is unfollow these influencers or talking heads or news networks that are throwing this stuff at you constantly. I mean, I've literally in the last 30 days unfollow, unfriend, don't want to see this anymore, block this, block that, because I have to get control of my algorithm. Okay. I need to be on social media for my companies that I own. And for that reason, I can't just shut it off completely. But what I can do is turn my algorithm into my algorithm instead of somebody else's algorithm that they're pushing down my throat with their own agendas. Okay. So you need to get control of your own algorithm, because right now it's not your algorithm. Right now it's their agendas that they're pushing down your throat, fueling you to fight with others. And when you do that, when you fall into that negativity and drama, it makes it very, very difficult for you to achieve great things in your life. It makes it very, very difficult for you to work on yourself and your own personal excellence, going back to what this was all about. Okay. So here's what you can do. Start unfollowing those things, start blocking these things, anything that's pissing you off. Like you need a total digital detox from those things. Okay. When you start to block that stuff out, then you could start to work on yourself. Right. And here's the thing, like if you're human, you've been through some tough things in your life, right? You've been through some hard things. You may still be going through hard things. You may be still in a bad situation. And you can control what you can control, okay? But here is a great way to look at it, okay? People have treated you bad in the past, or they're treating you bad right now. Work on your own personal excellence. People hurt you or are hurting you right now. Remove yourself from those situations. and work on your own personal excellence. You don't like the situation you're in? You don't like the circumstances that you have right now? Work on your own personal excellence. You've dealt with tragedy and loss in your life, like everyone has or will at some point in their life. Work on your own personal excellence. People's beliefs, people's opinions, agendas that are out there, society, all these different things, politics. Work on your own personal excellence. You've had bad luck, you've had a bad break, things didn't go your way in a situation. Work on your own personal excellence. Again, going back to it, social media, the news, all these things, they're bothering you. Turn them off. Change your algorithm. Work on your own personal excellence. Do you see where I'm going with this? Like, whatever the situation is, whatever you've been through, whatever you're going through right now, whoever has hurt you, whoever has wronged you, the best thing that you can do, the ultimate revenge, is to work on your own personal excellence. Because if you work on getting better, if you work on getting even just 1% better than you were yesterday every single day, the law of accumulation says that by the end of the year, you will be so much better by that accumulation of that 1%, 1%, 1%. It seems like nothing while it's happening, but that 1% compounds over and over and over and over and over. And imagine how good you'll be at the end of the year. Imagine how good you'll be in 5 years, in 10 years, because you're working on bettering yourself. And then guess what happens? When you work on bettering yourself and you work on your own personal excellence, that trickles down or up to the people around you. That makes the people around you better. Your friends, your family, your coworkers, your employees, your boss, your company, your whatever, maybe groups you're in. When you work on you getting better, you will make others around you better. Okay? Because then they're going to look at you and say, hey, wow, look at what Dave's doing. He's getting it after it every day. He's always got a positive attitude. He's always working hard. He's always being a good leader. He's always helping others. He's always nice to other people. He doesn't make assumptions about people. He doesn't have bad opinions about people. He's not gossiping and talking poorly about other people. I want to be more like Dave. Hey, Dave, let me talk to you. Like, why you have such a great outlook on life? Like, how does that work? And then you could start making people better. When people see that you are getting better, they know they might have to level up. They know that maybe they're doing some things wrong and they need to get better. Work on your own personal excellence. Because here's the thing. You can't change other people, okay? You're up against a very uphill, terrible battle if you think that you're going to change other people's opinions. And with social media especially, and I keep going back to this, look, I firmly believe, because I grew up in a time when there wasn't social media. I grew up during social media. I grew up while social media was happening. And I seen how bad it has gotten. I seen how divisive this country is now because of social media, okay? And you know what I've never seen? I've never seen people arguing in the comments or on their page or anywhere else, and one person saying to the other person, you know what? That's a damn good point. You're right. I'm going to look at this differently. I've never seen it. I've never seen it in the history of social media going back to MySpace, okay? Like, it just doesn't happen because people have egos. They have pride. They want to be right. They have a need to be right. They get dug in on their ideology. They get dug in on tribalism, and they are not capable of seeing other people's perspectives. They're not capable of seeing other people's opinions and finding common ground and saying, all right, look, you believe this, I believe this. I still think we're both good people. We're not there on that, but hey, guess what? Let's just move forward. That just doesn't happen anymore, okay? And you really, really need to understand you're not going to be able to change other people's opinions. I've had conversations with people that they wanted to talk about certain things, and I'll straight up ask you, hey, like, if we have this conversation, like, are you capable of changing your opinion? Like, are you capable of changing, like, what you think about this if I, give you a compelling enough case? And if the answer is no, and they're probably going to say, yeah, sure. But usually the answer is no. And because I know that by who these people are, and I'll just not get into it. It's not worth it, right? Like, it's not worth my time. It's not worth emotion. It's not worth the stress and aggravation that comes from it. So I don't argue with people on Facebook. I don't fight with people on Facebook and Twitter and all these other ones, or X or whatever. It's not changing or helping anything. But what it is doing is creating more division. And it's constantly being forced down your throat. You can't change that, right? You're not going to change other people. You're not going to change other people's opinions. You're not going to change the chaos and all the stress and drama and all the stuff that's going on. But what you can do is change yourself. What you can do is work on personal excellence. And that's not easy either. It's not easy to change yourself. It's not easy to make the changes in your life that you know will make you better, right? You see it all the time: health, diet, working out, not wasting time management, all these different things. It's very hard to change those things, right? So you're definitely not going to change other people, okay? But what you can do is work on being 1% better than you were yesterday. Start cutting out. Or write a list of the things that you want to cut out in your life, and then it's addition by subtraction. You will get better. You will add good things to your life because you're subtracting the bad, okay? Look, when you start working on getting better, when you start working harder at whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, when you work on your health and feeling better, when you work on, your career, your family, when you work on, just making your life more organized, when you work on all of these different things, avoiding drama, avoiding arguments, negativity, and gossip, when you work on having a better attitude, when you work on all of these things and you're working on bettering yourself, your own personal excellence, it is impossible for you to not get better. It is impossible for you to look back a year from now, 2 years from now, and say, wow, I changed all of those things and look how much better I am. If you make all of these positive changes in your life and work on your own personal excellence, you will get better. You will make the people around you better. You will make your conditions and your circumstances and your situations better. It's impossible for it not to, okay? So look, I know I talked about a lot here, and I really wish we could just be a little bit more open-minded, not want to argue with people, see other people's sides of things, ask ourselves, am I perfect? No. If not, so I'm not going to sit here and criticize you so much because I know I'm not perfect either. Let's work on all getting better together. And a great book to look at this is called The 4 Agreements. It's one of my favorite books. I go back to it all of the time. I tell everyone to check it out. I usually read it maybe 3 times a year, but check out that book. It will help you with everything that I'm talking about here. It will help you not judge other people, not make assumptions. It will help you be a better person. It will help you keep your word. It will help you constantly look at yourself to know that you always need to do your best, and it'll help you to not take things personal, okay? And that's what the 4 agreements are. Be impeccable with your word, don't take things personal, don't make assumptions, and always do your best. If you can do those 4 things and always work for it and work towards personal excellence, you will get better, plain and simple. So check out that book. Let's just please, tone it down a little bit, be a little more understanding with each other, work on your own personal excellence, and then we all get better together, plain and simple. So that's it, everyone. Thank you for getting me to episode number 50. We're going to keep pushing here. We're going to keep pushing on making each other better, myself included. And that's the goal here. Having a great mindset, working towards personal excellence. Thank you.